What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to be installing a set of Saddlebag crash guards that sit in front of the saddlebags. I've got mine wrapped in paracord, already assembled. These came off my old bike, my 2015 Road Glide. So they're supposed to fit, no problem. Let's get started. So the first step in this is to remove the saddlebag. I've got my custom-made pew pew holster on the front end. On the other side, on the other side, I have a custom-made Yeti holster. And that's pretty well how you take off the saddlebag. Now just make sure you set it somewhere where it won't get scratched. All right, the second thing you got to do is remove the side panel cover. Got 3 little rubber grommets and studs. And she's off there. All right, so the first thing you need to do is crack the front loose. That is done with a T45 and a 9/16 wrench, because there is a nut on the back side of it. I'm going to take this all the way butt loose or out. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the one on the back, which apparently it seems to be another size. So we'll go ahead and crack this one loose. And I'm going to grab a pair of vice grips. Alright, so I'm going to take a pair of vice grips and grab a hold of this bolt on the head side of it, because apparently Harley wants you to have to remove the fender extension before you can pull this bolt out, and I'm not fucking doing that shit.
There's that.
The one towards the inside is a T40, and I'm going to guess a 1/2 inch wrench. Alright, so that's about as loose as it gets without the nut coming off. It really doesn't matter if I take the nut all the way off this time or not, as long as the bolt stays in. Now, can't see what I'm looking at. I have these 2 bolts to take out to hold the exhaust up. I will have to use the little rubber grommet on one of them. That appears to be a 1/2 inch as well. All right, as you can see, it comes out, the bolt comes out just far enough where you can get it past the fender extension. And there it is. Now, like I said, I will have to use the bracket and the rubber grommet on the new one. All right, so I forgot to remove the seat because we need to have access to the top of the frame rail. Mine being the solo seat, I have two nuts to bolt the seat down. They look like that. That's so that the passenger seat actually slides into that groove, that passenger pillion, and then it locks in with where most of your stuff is going to unbolt, right there. Alright, so next I got to remove these, and they appear to be a T45. Yep, one on each side. So let's go ahead and knock that out real quick. Alright, so here we go. Now I'm not going to put on that little riser that was on the seat, or under the seat rather, this little thing, because that takes the place of this. I'm just barely snugging everything up first. Now remember, a screwdriver is not an alignment tool, but all my punches are at work, so screwdriver is temporarily an alignment tool. You just want to start everything and just barely snug it up, if you snug it up at all. I'm just doing everything kind of hand tight. And I'm going to do this rear bolt different. I'm going to go in from the front, put the nut on the outside, on the back side. All right, so next thing we got to do is put the rubber bushing in. And then the exhaust mount. Which is easier said than done. Give it some persuasion if you have to. There, she's in place. Once again, 2 bolts and a 1/2 inch wrench to tighten them up. Now, we'll go ahead and tighten up the inside bolt. All right, now all we gotta do is put the side cover back on. The seat. All but buttoned up. All right, and the last thing that you have to do is put the saddlebag back on. God damn it. Whew. All right, and we'll put the front on with our custom-made holster. And that's pretty well that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and maybe hit that bell notification.